Okay, you guys, so I guess this has been a long time coming. I originally dyed my hair back to blonde like a month ago, maybe a little bit more than that, month and a half. And I did it because I was ready to try the new LIMECRIME hair dye, and I got a bunch of bottles of the bunny pink, and I wanted to just like dye my hair completely blonde just so I could see exactly how this looks. But then I ended up really liking the blonde, so I kept it around for a while and I still really like it. However, it's Stephanie's wedding this weekend, and she has requested that all of her bridesmaids have like colorful hair for photos and stuff like that, which I completely get. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not really ready to go back to pink yet. I was still really having fun with blonde. But I've seen a lot of pictures of bunny on other people who have tried it, and it looks really light. I was told that this is actually more of like a wash than a hair dye, so it's going to be super light. So I'm going to put this on, and then I'm going to do a very honest review. I'm going to be pretty upfront about my skepticism about this, and it's not about the products, it's more about just the colors. You guys know I love LIMECRIME products. Just to be like totally clear, they don't pay me to do any sort of reviews or unboxings. I just do them on my own because I like the products, and it seems like you guys like it when I do the unboxing. So anyway, about the colors, when the hair dyes were originally launched, I was very surprised at what the color palette looked like. I was expecting a lot more pastels to be included, but whatever, it's not my line. So a lot of the colors were like, I don't know how to explain it. I want to say they're like more on like the pop grungy side or something like that. I don't really know how to define what it is. And I've noticed like a lot of their colors are a little bit more muted, like maybe they have a little bit more like of a gray undertone, I think. I'm not really sure. Let me know in the comments if you guys are seeing what I'm seeing, or maybe I'm just like crazy and I'm just seeing something else. But anyway, I'm gonna try bunny. I'm a little worried because I know this is a little bit more of a warmer pink. I've seen a lot of people try it, and it looks, it looks a little patchy, which happens when you have a really light pastel color. So I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm hoping for the best. So yeah, I have about 4 tubs of these, so let's just do it. Let's just see what happens, Let's just go. Let's just go with the flow, with the wind. All right. Okay. Oh, it's actually a lot thicker than I thought it would be. All right, okay, come on. Come on, do your thing, do your thing, do your thing. Let's go. Okay, so there it comes. It looks like a really cute color. I'm just hoping it looks good on my hair because I know my hair has a little bit more warmth right now. I didn't really want to tone it because I'm not good at toning my hair, and I just know that like when my hair is like freshly bleached, it's like super porous. So it will definitely like hold on to any sort of like purple or like any pigment at all because it's just like wide open. Okay. I'm also a little surprised at the choice of the bottle. It's a little bit smaller than I thought it would be, to be honest. However, I'm still glad it's bigger than Manic Panic. I was hoping that it would be as big as the tub of like Overtone, so you can kind of see the difference. Let me see the ounces in here. This one is 6.76 ounces, and this is 8 ounces. So, I'm just being nitpicky here because I'm so used to being spoiled with the big tub of Overtone. The other thing I like about this particular tub is when you open it, like, you can just, like, go right in it and get everything out, where this one, like, has a little bit of a lip. So it becomes a little difficult to get all of this out of the jar. Okay, so the other thing I was told is because this hair dye is more of a wash than an actual hair dye, I was told to leave it on for like 40 minutes so it can get like the full amount of pigment, I guess, which, yeah, it makes sense. But I'm not expecting much out of this. I've never tried this product before, but I'm just a little hesitant. I'm a little shook. So let's try it out. It's been a while since I've done this, you guys. Okay, so I've had this in for about 40 minutes and I think it's time to wash it out. I am a little worried because my roots look like they're hot pink and then the rest of it, I don't know. Let's just see what happens. Let's just see what happens, okay? Let's just do it. Okay. So I just dried it. I had to wash my makeup off in the shower. I don't hate it. It's definitely a lot better than I thought it would be, and I think a lot of the success is coming from the fact that I had my hair completely bleached, all one tone, so all of it is super consistent. It's definitely a lot brighter than I thought it would be. Sorry, I'm still sick. But I'm excited to see how it's gonna fade. I guess it's really not too different than what I'm used to. It's very similar to the overtone pink, I feel like, which is fine. Like, there's only so many variations of pink hair dye that you can really get, you know? So I don't know. Yeah, it came out really nice. I am happy with it. So I'm going to style it and just put in some extensions and see from there. Okay guys, so it's been almost a week since I dyed my hair. I just washed it for the first time, so I really do like how it faded. It is a little inconsistent, but that's probably my fault, and on top of that, I think it's just difficult to get consistency when you're doing pastel colors. And what I mean by inconsistency is you know, some pieces are a little bit lighter and then obviously some pieces are a little darker. It doesn't really bother me that much because at least the strips of different colors, or excuse me, shades are all the way through the strand instead of you know, darker here, lighter here, and what have you. So my opinions about this dye has changed quite a bit, especially since now it's faded to a much nicer color. Because originally I was comparing it to overtone. I thought the color ended up being so similar, and I didn't quite understand it because I knew this was supposed to be a pastel, but it came out super bright on me. So I actually ended up putting in my extensions that were already dyed with overtone in with this, and that's what I used for the wedding. And you can kind of see a little bit of a difference there from the top of my hair to the bottom where the extensions are. Overtone is very, very peach. It has a lot of orange tones in it, and that's kind of actually one of my biggest complaints about overtone. I wish they would make it a little bit more of a neutral pink and kind of cool it down just a little bit so it's a little bit more in between being cool and warm, because once it starts fading it's bright peach, and I don't like that. So I just wanted to recap what I ended up really liking about this dye. The first thing I liked is I liked the scent. It was very kind of it smelled a little bit more like perfume. It was very subtle but very nice. Let me smell it right now. See if I can get it open. Yeah. More like a shampoo sort of perfume. It's very nice. It's very subtle. It's not very strong. The second thing I liked is the consistency of the dye. Though it was creamy, it wasn't, I don't really know how to explain it. It wasn't chunky. And what I mean by chunky is do you know, have you guys ever had a hair dye that has too much conditioner in it and it kind of God, I don't know how to explain it. What I want to say about this is it's whipped really nicely. The color is just beautiful all the way through. It's thick without being too thick. It's kind of right in between being a conditioner and a pure dye. So the consistency, the texture of the actual dye is really, really nice. Let's see what else. I do like how it faded. I think that's really pretty. It started off really bright, and then now it's kind of going through that transition of becoming a pastel. So I think that's nice that you get kind of that good oomph of color, and then it kind of gradually fades from there. I am interested to see how it's going to fade when I wash my hair the next time, and then the next time after that, because obviously if you guys have pastel hair, you know that it is such a pain in the butt to maintain because it fades so quickly. I love the packaging. I think it's pretty cute. I love the little rainbow, I don't know if you would call it holographic or whatever, but the rainbow lettering I think is great. So the areas I think they could improve on is, and this is just personal opinion, I don't think it has anything to do with them as a brand, I would like to see a different jar. I know this looks really good when it's on the shelf, you know, next to each other, but what I really don't like is this kind of lip that you get right here. So when you're getting the hair dye out, whether you're dipping, you know, a brush in there, or you're spilling it out or using your hands or like whatever. I just think that this type of jar makes it a little bit more difficult to get all the product out of there. If it was more of like a straight jar, kind of like a jelly jar or something, I think it'd be a lot easier. What I do really like about the Overtone jars is just like how thick and round they are, so you can actually use their jars as your like mixing bowl or just to put it on directly, and it's really easy to use. Obviously this is a really minor complaint, but that's just like from years and years and years of dyeing my hair. I always find that some brands have a jar or packaging that makes it more difficult to get the entire use of the product out of there. Let's see, this is another like more personal nitpicky thing. I do wish they had more pastels. Like, I thought they were gonna come out with a periwinkle, a mint, you know, obviously they came out with the pastel pink, so I can't really complain, but I definitely would have liked to see more pastels. And obviously LIMECRIME is a brand that's kind of going in a different direction. You know, they started off doing like really bright colors and pastels, and they've kind of matured as a company over time, and they've been going for more like, you know, obviously a full range of nude lipsticks, really like natural grunge type style eyeshadows and stuff like that. So I do understand that it's their brand, it's their image, and like I think I just had expectations that weren't met, so that made me disappointed. But it's not my brand, it's not my coloring. I'm still happy they came out with the pink. So now that I'm pretty happy with this color, I mean, it's not the absolute perfect color that I was hoping for, which is fine. I'm obviously a very picky person. What I do like about it is it's like, I definitely think it's a little bit more on that warm side, which is great. I like that, but it's not too peachy, which is awesome. So I did get extensions from VP Fashion. This is my third time using them. I do like them. So I got a ponytail, and I got a set of extensions. And my friend Nina, I'll link her below, she does my hair, she bleaches it, she takes care of it, she cuts it, everything like that. She's the best. Anyway, so Nina did bleach these, and she toned them for me. And they're still not as light as I'd like them to be, which is like my first, probably my biggest complaint about VP Fashion is their white hair is not really white, it's really more like yellow. And when it comes to like bleaching extensions, if you want to get them lighter, it's always like a tricky game, just because you don't know where the hair has been. You don't know like what chemicals that have been put into it. A lot of the time they use sealants. I don't know if that's the right word. They also use like a preservative chemical, like for shipping and stuff like that. So this is as light as we could get them, which is not light enough for my taste, especially if you're doing pastel hair, but we'll see how they come out. So otherwise, I really like this company. I think they are really generous with the wefts that they give you. Like, this is a double weft right here, so it's really thick, which is great because I'm a white girl and I have like really thin hair, so I definitely need a little bit more volume. I think this is wonderful. The hair does feel healthy. It feels strong. I really like, they also give you like a little baggie with like a little hanger, and inside the hanger there's like a clamp. Here, I'll show it to you guys. I think this is really clever, and I think it's like really great for storing your extensions. So here's like the little hanger for your extensions, and it just like opens up, and then there's like a little felt thing right there, and you just kind of, and then you set your extensions in there, you clamp it down, and then you pull this back up, and then you put it back into the baggie and you hang it up. I hang it on the back of my bathroom door, and I think this is a really nice way to keep your extensions like safe and just kind of like out of the way. Like, I never knew where to put my extensions. Usually I would keep them like in a drawer, or I would like braid them and put them into like a baggie or something like that. I think they're a great company. I think they have good products. Are they the best absolute products ever? No, not really. But I think they're good for their price. I think they have good customer service. I think they have really, really good online presence. I think they're really honing in on kind of connecting with other influencers and kind of like getting other people to do reviews, which I think is great. So this is a very like, I'm just giving you guys a very like honest review of this. Neither VP Fashion or LIMECRIME are paying me, so this is just like my honest opinion. They are just my opinions. Obviously, other people are going to have different experiences, which is totally fine. That makes the world go round. Okay, So it is now the third time that I've washed my hair. It did fade quite a bit. It's very, very light. I ended up just kind of popping my extensions back in. They're a little bit darker than the rest of my hair. I just didn't really feel like washing my extensions so they would match. So I do understand why LIMECRIME is calling the bunny more of like a wash, which is fine. Like, I still think it's a very pretty color. I do like it. I liked it a lot more than I actually thought I would. I was pretty surprised with like how pretty the color came out. Overall, I still give this dye a big thumbs up. I'm probably personally not going to be trying any of the other colors unless I have another identity crisis and need to dye my hair blue or something like that, which I've actually been thinking about, but we'll see. Anyway, if you guys liked this, go ahead and give it a like. Hopefully it wasn't too long of a video for you guys. I just wanted to make sure that I went through the whole process of like showing you guys how I dyed it, how it was fading. So I just wanted to like show all of that in case you guys were interested in trying bunny for yourself. Yeah, so this was a great video. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks to LIMECRIME for sending me the hair dye. I really enjoyed it, and I love you guys so much. Appreciate ya. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!